Today we are going to talk about imperative form. What is an imperative form? Imperative form is when you are going to give an order, when you are going to give a command. And when you give commands or when you give an order, you use two kinds of sentences. We are going to use only affirmative sentences or negative sentences. Never use interrogative forms. So, here we have our first example. Don't use interrogative form. But don't worry, let's gonna start talking about affirmative examples. Let's start with affirmative commands or affirmative orders. I'm gonna give you the structure, but the structure is quite simple because you are going to use only the base form of the verb and that's it. For example, close. And after the base form of the verb, we are going to use a kind of short complement. For example, this is my first example. Close the window. Close is my principal verb in simple form and the complement. Another example that is very famous in these days wash your hands. Wash is my principal verb in the simple form and your hands in this case is my complement. So here we have the first two examples, giving orders or giving commands in affirmative form. Let's gonna continue with negatives. What about giving orders or giving commands in negative form? Well, we have two possibilities. Don't or do not. After the auxiliary, you are going to use the base form of the verb and then the short complement. Let's gonna check. Don't open the door. Don't, my auxiliary in negative form, opened, my principal verb in simple form, and the short complement, the door. The other example is do not, but it's exactly the same. Do not close the window. Do not, in negative form, close the principal verb in simple form, and the short complement, the window. Here we have the negative examples. When we talk about orders or commands, we have one exception. And this exception is when you want to be a little bit more specific to the person or to the people you are giving the order or the command. For example, when you use you, when you use somebody or everybody. Let's gonna check the example. Example number 1. When you want to be more specific, talking about directly to the person that you want to make that order, you can say you. Hey, you, close the window. Hey, you, close that book. Now, let's gonna give an example using somebody. Imagine that you are with many people around you and you want to give an order to somebody. For example, in this case, somebody Call an ambulance. And the last example, once again, imagine that you are with a lot of people around you and you want to say, everybody, sit down. Remember that in the first part of this lesson, I did examples using no subject. For example, close the book, silence, open your books. You don't identify the subject because this is not necessary. When we talk about commands or imperative form, this is not necessary to use a subject. But this is the exception. You can use some subjects like a you, somebody, and everybody in order to give a command or an order. Daddy, close the window. Answer the phone. Yeah. Don't touch my phone.